Hey y'all, my name is Jeff and this is Trying to Be Catholic. Today we are going to talk about faith and doubt. And so, first thing I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is what faith means. So, the first definition of faith is when a man completely submits his intellect and his will to God. And the second is that faith is a gift from God and it is a supernatural virtue infused by Him. So, what does that mean? That means that faith is not throwing away everything that you know, but that although you know all these things, that you are submitting to the fact that you do not know everything. And so with that you are saying that I think I know everything, but I do not know everything, and that only you, God, know everything. And that even though I'm not 100% sure what you want me to do, or none of this stuff really makes 100% sense 100% of the time, that I'm still going to choose to believe in you and have that faith in you. And so it is something that is also given. You have to ask for it. And so with that, I think a lot of people don't come to realize it. I think people just kind of think that it is something that is you're born with or whatever, or something innate that happens through you all of a sudden. Like, no, you have to ask for it. And so when I was growing up, I was in the faith, but I can't really say that I had faith because I was just kind of following what people told me. There came a point where I really needed to decide for myself if I had faith. And I had to ask for that faith. And that really happened when I was around the age of 20. And so when I was about the age of 20 is when I really started to have that faith and really submit myself and saying, God, like, I don't know everything and I don't know what I want, and I'm trusting in you that you will tell me what you want. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I was faithful from that point on to today. That is definitely not the case. There has been plenty of doubt in those 6 or 7 years since I've started having that, since I first made that choice to have faith and ask for faith. Because not only is faith a gift, because it is a gift, that means you have to accept it. Right? And so for that, if you don't accept it, then you struggle with it, then you have doubt. And so I believe that if you are capable of doubting God, then that means you are capable of having faith in God. For me, I see it as not so much that you don't believe in Him, it's just that you are still seeking out to 100% understand for yourself instead of trusting that He knows what is best. And so it's not so, like I said, I think it's not so much a doubt of God, but it's a doubt because you don't fully understand it and you're not willing to completely submit your intellect and your will to His. And so I think that's the big difference. A lot of people, I feel like nowadays, are don't like to struggle in anything. They don't like drama. They don't like to struggle. They don't like to have inner conflict within themselves. And having doubt is having an inner conflict with yourself, because your body and your mind is fighting against your soul, the thing that was created by God. And so because of that, a lot of people just kind of throw it to the side and don't want to think about it. Me, myself, has done this in some ways multiple times, even recently. I'll look at the Eucharist and I'll be like, this doesn't make sense. How is this physically possible that we can say this piece of bread and wine is truly a body, has blood and a soul and a divinity about it? It doesn't make sense to me a lot of the time, and I have to struggle with that for myself. And there are times where I'll just look at the world and I'm like, there's so much evil in this world. How is it that he can allow these sort of things to happen? And I struggle with that. And there are times where I'm just like, it'd be so much easier to not believe in these things and just believe whatever it is that I want to believe. Because then with that, there's no more struggle. But the thing is with that is it's not the ideal path. They say that the path to hell is the path of least resistance or something like that. I'm paraphrasing it. Faith is not to kind of just be like, oh, you're up here the whole time and everything is great. No, there's bumps in the road. There's multiple. It's like my spiritual director said in a homily once. It's like a heartbeat. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And if it's not doing that, then it's flatlined. You're dead. You have no faith, in a sense. And so I think that honestly, a lot of people are kind of like that nowadays. People don't like struggle. They don't like internal conflict. They don't like the idea of having to give up their pride and admitting that besides what they know, there are so many things that they don't know, and that there's something so much higher than what we can see. And so even Jesus in his gospel, when he comes back from the dead, he tells St. Thomas, the doubter, who didn't believe because he didn't see, when Jesus came to him, he said, you have seen because you've believed, but blessed are those who have not seen and have believed. Because they submit themselves of their intellect and their will to God without even needing to see things. And God in his mercy still reveals these things through so many people, through so many family, friends, people that I know from church, hearing their testimony and their witness, the saints, Jesus himself. He reveals so many things to us to be able to see his truth and his love and his mercy. And so with that, I think, if you're struggling with faith, if you're doubting, please come talk to me. Hit me up on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, and let's have a discussion. I'm sure that you guys are struggling with a lot of the same things that I struggle with, right? Seeing the Eucharist and the evil in the world, and just how easy it is to kind of ignore all the things that the church says and just follow whatever we think is fair. So if you have those type of doubts or anything else in general, just hit me up on those platforms. Yeah, and so yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, like it, share it, comment on it. Let's have a discussion, and stay tuned for next week's video because it's going to be very, very interesting. See ya.